And it's a show time. We are live.
Hi guys.
Show time. Show time, guys. We are live. Hello, guys.
We are back.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see. Number is going up and up.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hello, Deepak.
Hi Deepak. Let's begin. So we are in our third episode of Build and Chill workshop series centering on LazAI. And in this third episode, we're gonna see how we can able to build with LazAI data query. In the last episode, we saw especially on LazAI API, how to do inference on your private data, which is anchored using the DETs. In this workshop, we're gonna see how we can play around with the data query. And you guys might have some questions like how data query is different from inference, which we see in the last workshop, which is the LazAI API. We're gonna address all these questions in this workshop, and uh, few applicants, few participants had some issues with registering their LazAI API API servers for either TE environments like Fala as well as for the local environments. So we have a solution for that as well. So we will send it all these things along with the task for this third episode. And if you didn't completed your second episode task or first episode task, reach out to us. We might make some special exceptions for you guys. And for this episode as well, we have a follow-up assignment that will be posted in our builder guilds. And if you are hearing builder guild for the first time, then you should join the link that we're going to post in the comments. And after this workshop, we will post in our communities as well as our uh, Twitter accounts. So if you are not yet joined the builder guilds, you are missing out on a lot of fun and a lot of opportunities. So
Actually.
yeah. So let me give quick context on what is this builder guild. So builder guild is a community forum in our Metis forum. So in the builder guild, we have basically a developer community, and where opportunities are posted and a lot of dev contents and dev tips, and even like dev FAQs. A lot of things are happening in the builder guild, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. So join our builder guild using the forum link, and you have to like apply for the builder guild, and it will be approved by us as well as the builder guild leads. So this is entirely run by the community. It's not like we run this, so it's completely managed by the communities, and you can also be a part of this builder guild. And in the same builder guild, we will have the assignment submission links will be posted, and all the communications will happen. And we also have a Discord. If you're not joined our Discord, this is your calling. So those links will be posted in the comments as well, and you can also check out in the description. Yeah, and without further ado, I'll hand over to Nidhi to take the stage and lit it on fire. So we're gonna see
Yeah,
how we
yeah, of
can build
course.
with data query. Over to you, Nidhi.
Of course, on the fire. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I see like hello, hello, hello in the comment section. Hi, everyone, to every comments. And yeah, so today we are going to build the LazAI data query, and we're gonna see first few slides, in which like we're gonna. I actually want you all to understand like what is the main difference between LazAI API and LazAI data query. So let's start with that. And I want you to know that like at what time when you can use API inference and when you can use data query. So once you have the clear picture about that thing, you'll be able to, understand like, okay, this is the time to use the data query and that's the time to use the API inference. So let's get to the LazAI API inference. So um, first of all, like, yeah, of course, let's talk about API inference. And what I mean by LazAI API inference is basically this idea of using, LLM model like GPT-4 or DeepSeek or whatever you plug in, right? Uh, but doing it in a secure environment, like where your data stays private. So, doing AI computation on your private data using LLMs like GPT-4 model, and this uses like inference servers to run the model inside trusted environments, TEE, which the LazAI have. And how does it work? So, let's say the model runs inside like what we call TEE, and basically little box like that no one can, not even the lazy, can pick into it. So that's the lazy, and like boom. So you get response back, right? So there is like no raw data leakage, and everything like everything cryptographically verified. So you get natural language answers like summaries, insights, even classifications, all like based on your own data. So let's say I have 20-page report of something. So I incur it and I mint a file ID. I minted that file ID, and then I ask like, hey, summarize this rest for from this report, and the model reads that, reasons over it inside the TEE, and like that resides like inside the T, right? So it gives me back a clean and private answer. So that's how API works. That's when we will see it later in the next slide, like when we can use the LazAI API. But sorry. So that's like runs end-to-end inference without exposing your raw data to LLM model, and to to the users or the community as well. So that also the last point is like requires settlement headers for access control on chain verified. Let's move to what is LazAI data query. So data query is like secure retrieval of relevant information from your anchor data. So how we do it, like we minted like we mint a dat, uh, and we generate a file ID, right? So in which we put our private data, and we post it on the Pinata using IPFS, right? So there is like securely encrypted data resides there. And then on the data query, uh, it fetches the specific chunks that matches your query and not everything, and that does not run like model inference. It only performs like semantic search, vector similarity, but we still like use optionally LLM can be used afterwards. But like the chunks of the data retrieved from that private data that has been stored on the Pinata, and that runs in the secure query node, also protected by TE, of course, and that returns the raw data segments, not inference responses. So it's not like generating anything, like it's not like hallucinating, but more like it's just pulling the real data that matches your query. So you can think of it like building your own RAG pipeline. First you search, and then you pass that context to the model if needed. So like in our tutorial, like we will see yeah, while we're doing the practical. So we will mint a file ID. So we had a file ID number something, and I asked like summarize it, or maybe like summarize the best character from the private data that we have, posted to the Pinata and generated the file ID, right? So we are using that file ID, and if I ask like summarize the best character, so instead of generating a new answer, the system returned the best paragraph from that data. So it's super lightweight, and you can still get all the control, like um, yeah, of course, ideal for searching, exploring, and building RAG pipelines. And when to use LazAI API inference. So, like when you want to complete AI response, like answer, summary, classification, and etc. So when you want the model to actually think and respond like a chatbot, and you are doing like summarization, classification, even I guess like multi-turn conversations, you can use the AI, let's say API inference. And you like if you like still want to add on uh, to like end-to-end pipeline, so you send a prompt and get back answers, so done, right? So in that thing you can use API inference. When you want one-step solution like prompt and response, you can use API inference. And if you are okay with less control over uh, which data is being used, then you can use API inference. And when you can use LazAI data query, so when you want to search or explore your data securely, you are building RAG pipelines, search like mostly like search and inference. You can use data query. When you need the control over your data which is used like which data is used in prompts, you can use data query. So basically like you are building a rack system where you fetch chunks first and then send that to the model. So that time you can use data query. You want control over like which data is being used, basically like when you are uh, um, building a system in which you pass the prompt as like, okay, I just want to use this thing. And or maybe like you don't even want a model, like you just want a secure search over your private files. That time you can use data query. Also for great for the debugging. Like, see, like what data would you go, like what data would go to the LLM before you call it. So in that case as well, you can use data query. So let's check about the flow comparison, basically. So there is like a very thin line when we understand about the API inference and when we understand about the data query flow. Um, so how we do it? So first, we upload a private data to the LazAI. So how do we upload a private data to the LazAI? Then we're gonna mint a DAT, and while minting a DAT, which was like our first workshop. So if you haven't got that thing done yet, so you can go to the YouTube of the LazAI network, and as well as on the Metisal too, it's available. So you can check out. This minting that how we can mint a dat tutorial, as well as we have in the official documentations of the LazAI. So you can check out there. And we had the comment on the comment section. Okay, so I'll read it later. So, yeah, you can go there and mint a dat, and you can get a file ID, and you can check that your private data has been stored on the Pinata IPFS. And yeah, you'll need, of course, Pinata private JWT token. So by this, like, there is a tutorial you can check out and mint a dat, and we're gonna use like Python SDK. From Elite to interact with the LazAI. So once we have the file ID, you can run an inference server. You can also use an existing server. So we'll see like how you can use we had on the second workshop that how we do the AI inference flow, right, Thiru? We
Yeah.
had that on the second
And
workshop.
on the
Yeah.
first workshop, we actually covered the DAT minting
Minting
as well.
data,
So you can
minting.
start from the first workshop, so you can like know
Yeah,
the DAT minting as well as the inference in the second workshop.
yeah, exact. So once you have the once you have the file ID from the minting at that, you can run an inference server, and which this whole tutorial you can check out on the same YouTube, and the whole tutorial is available. Like Thiru has explained it in a really
Yeah,
good manner.
you can check it in the descriptions as well, and we will add it in the I button as well.
Yep. And okay, so once you have the inference server running, you can use Elite to register and get the node URL and send inference request with prompt plus file ID to agent inference. And then you receive the response. And like the same thing we do with the data query. Um, but then there is a little bit different. So how we do it? So we're gonna run the data query server, or we can also use an existing server, and we can use a lead to register and get node URL. So how in this step, how you need to do it? So you need to ask LazAI admins about like to register your address that you're gonna use for AI inference, sorry, API inference, and for the data query. So you're gonna register the address. I mean, you ask LazAI admins to register your address and the URL of your local host that you're gonna use for to run your server. So that you have to ask admins, and once you have registered it, you can send a query request with prompt. So you can send a query request, which I'll show like later in the practical terms. Have you can send a query request with a prompt, and have you, prompt and file ID to the agent inference, and then have you receive the response, right? So I think there is a form right there to
Yeah, and I posted in the comments, and the same will be added in the description as well. So after this live stream, you can check out in the description, and in the assignment post we will post in the Builders Guild of a forum. You can check it out, and if you couldn't find it anywhere else, please reach out to us. And you can find me in Twitter 0x2, and you can find me in any of our Telegram communities, as well as LazAI Discord communities and forum, of course. So either of us or anyone in Medis, we could be able to help you out.
Yeah. So, yeah. So using that form, you can see it in the YouTube comment section. I mean, in the comment section, I guess that it's visible on the Twitter as well. Um, so once you have to register it, you use that form to get your stuff registered. You must need this thing to run the, you know, to get through the next steps. So let me share my screen quickly, and we can start building. Is it visible?
Yep.
I'm sorry. So let's start.
Please.
Let me open my terminal and
Little because yeah,
good.
works. Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna first create the data query file. Let's go to data query. All right. And okay, let me open it in the code editor. All right. It should have been open here somewhere. Not. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Minor typo. Yeah.
It happens always.
Yeah. Happens.
It should have open. Do we see? Yeah, here. All right. So let me make it little bit zoom in. Let me open terminal. We're gonna install the new update later. All right. So once we have done this, we're gonna activate our virtual Python environment. I'm gonna clear out it, and okay, we're gonna install this. So here is the main thing. So if you are running this tutorial for your local development, then you're gonna use this command to install milvus underscore light. So I'm gonna use this command to install. And if you're using like this, it's gonna give you an error like to just install this one. So if you're running in the Fala cloud, then of course you're gonna use this. But for the local development, you're gonna use the below installation command. Let me clear it out. We're gonna install Alit. Okay.
In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments, guys. Make it as interactive as possible.
Yep. Yep. So I'm gonna export this keys. Of course, I'm not gonna show you. So I hope like
Yep,
Theo
remove it.
has stopped sharing.
Yep.
Perfect. Let me quickly install it. So okay. So you're gonna install three things. Uh One is your private key, one is your OpenAI secret key, and one RSA private key. So what you can do uh, for your private key, like which address you are getting registered um, with um, with our admins, with LazAI admins, you can use that address private key. No, you should use, not you can, but you should use that private key in here. So if you're registered like whatever address with admins, please use that private key. And you need OpenAI pick. I mean any model that you are using, right? I'm using OpenAI, so I'll need OpenAI pickle. Okay, so last private key is remaining. Just give me 1 minute. You need RSA private key as well, and that also like they can get through the form, I guess, right there.
Yeah, so you have to fill that form, and once you uh, fill that form, it will be registered by the LazAI IDAV admins. So IDAV admins manage the registration of query server as well as the inference server. So this is the same process for the second workshop as well. So for the assignment for the second workshop, you have to fill that form, and you will receive the RSA private key. If anyone didn't receive it yet, so reach out to us.
Yep. Okay, so I think I have successfully installed it, and let me do one more thing. Okay, let me just quickly open new terminal and sorry guys, I'm taking little bit more time. Okay,
So basically, Nidhi is exporting her secret keys, the environmental
yes.
variables,
So
and
we are good. You can
yeah,
open it up.
all right. So we are
Okay.
back on track. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I have exported these three keys basically. So my wallet private key, which I use the wallet private key, which wallet I got registered with admins, and I'm using OpenAI model. So I have exported like OpenAI key and RSA private key I got from the admins. Okay, so we're gonna copy this code, and in which this is to run our data query server. So that we're gonna let me just give it the main.py file, or maybe you can give it like server.py file, and let's run the next command. So once you have I'm so sorry. So once you have done this, you're gonna run python main.py, and let me just run it. Okay, let me just check if it's, yeah, it's running here, and let me clear it out. Okay, I was running in not here. Yeah, so we're gonna run it on the port 3 because I registered my local host. I mean, just writing here local host 3000. This URL with my admins. So I'm gonna run on the port 3000. So like if you're getting registered or put like 8000, you're gonna run on the 8000. I think by default it's running on 8000 here. Okay. There is something, one more than multiple for. Okay, can you? I had to export my as a private key one more time. So can you
Yeah,
close?
done. So this happens whenever we do uh, like exporting our secret keys, the environmental variables. So make sure there's like no typos in it, so we don't have to do debugging for longer hours.
I see it. What happens?
And there's a better ways to do this exporting environmental variables, and one of them is using the OS module in Python if you're using Python. And if you're using TypeScript or Rust both
Yeah, you
have
can get it
a
back.
different implementations, like using the
There
.env.
is one
And if
more.
you're using like Next.js, you don't even have to use .env package. You can directly import it using the next public prefixed environmental variable, so you can able to use it directly within any part of the application. So I think we can start again.
Yeah, we can. There is one more thing going
Cool.
around my system. Let me install. Ah, let me install this as well. But I don't think this works, but let's just do it because we need to install
Cool.
the light version for the local development. And
But it does support the actual version as well. So the complete
ah,
version as
like I had the error like when I was let me check. Okay, it should run. It should run and it's running.
Yep.
Okay, let me just check quickly. Okay, it's running. Just checking quickly. Okay. So once we have running the server, some our server is running on the port 3000. Uh okay, so our server is running. So now let's check if we get response back from the like let's request a query. Um so we're gonna copy this and there is the one thing that like while just copying this code, we need to request.py. Okay, so what we need to change here, um, this address, so change this address with when you registered with admins. Okay, so I registered this with admins. I'm going to use this address over here. And when I minted, my file ID was like 2135, so which I'm going to use it. And I'm not sure like if it will use this file because let's see. If not, then we're going to mint another dat and we're going to get the another file ID and we're going to use that. So I'm sorry. So let's just run Python request.py. So what happens here is that did it give me an error or no? It's running. So try to get the query account. It has get the query account and okay, perfect. So it has request return us the things and I'll show like what we asked and how did it responded it. So request result is linking together different components of AI applications, have a link chain focuses primarily on the orchestrations of the LLMs and legs. Okay, so what did we ask is summarize the best character. The query was summarize the best character, and we okay. So let's go to here. Um, okay, so we send query request with prompt plus file ID to agent inference. We see in the third steps, right? So, Tube, can you add this screen?
Yep.
So here, okay, so here, uh, while requesting the query, we are using like query as a prompt, and in the prompt, like we are giving them the query request with the file ID. So I asked for summarize the best character, and so from like which, I mean, from where it's getting us this data, right? So from where this is getting us this data. So I think here as well they have this true. Let me open it.
Yeah. So this is the encrypted the data that is
File.
available on
Mm,
the
yeah, right
IPFS.
on the peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Like just downloaded it, and
It will
let
be
me.
encrypted. So even if we download it, it is like
Yeah,
the encrypted file is transparent, but we cannot able to decrypt it. So it can be decrypted only through LazAI.
yeah. You see the RSA private key, but you won't able to use that because it's the long one. You just see this part. Okay, so let me open. Can you stop sharing? I just want to open a
Sure,
file
sure.
in which I'm not sure which file we had. I think mint mint dot. I guess yeah, yeah. You can share the screen
Yep.
and yeah. Here we have, and from here, like I use this private data uh to store on peanut as a. So our data query is using this private data which was stored on IPFS, and you see like there is like lang chain versus Elisa versus Vance versus Rig, and there's a conclusion, right? So using, I mean, from this data, it has given us this feedback. I mean, basically the summary of the best character. Should we ask any another question to it? Do you have something to you in mind? Let's ask something different.
So this is a query, right? So it's not like a exactly inference
Yeah.
server. So let's so maybe like a list the top like top points out of this data, or like list the characteristic of this data. So and that still falls under inference radar. So um yeah, even in summarization is also falls under the inference radar. So
Okay.
it would
So
be like, let's try with listing the characters. So
yeah. So
actually
list
it
the
also depends on the
characters.
data, right? The prompt is like very much dependent on the data. So as it's the data on this AI framework, which is Alith itself. So you can actually target the request based on Alith itself. Like just go with like what is Alith.
Okay. What is a lead? Let's check.
And that's also you can see in the result in the top, there's like trying to get query account, the address, the URL address returned is
Why
actually
is
the
it
HTTP localhost.
returning the same thing?
So yeah, so that's the actual difference between query server and the inference. So the query server actually does like it is more for like understanding what this data set is about, rather than doing inference on the data itself. So that's what the inference server is for. So this data query server is to understand like what kind of data set it is, and whether this should be used for inference. So there will be like thousands of DATs available, and thousands of DATs minted on LazAI. In order for a particular use case, we need to filter out and then use those DATs for inferencing for better result. So it is kind of like a data cleaning process in traditional AI development. So in a similar way, you can use the query server to filter out and then clean data. I mean, here the DATs, and then keep only the relevant and then most relevant DATs for your training and for inferencing as well.
Yeah. So that's
So
why, yeah, the
yeah,
same thing. Like that's why we didn't get the answer when we asked like what is a lead, and it's like when I asked for the list characters of data, it has listed something.
like the integration, and then like it's about Alit, right? So it have like the
Yeah.
same integration and then different features that it possesses.
Reasoning,
And
integration,
yeah, and also like I want to
scalability.
highlight the URL server responded in the top, which is the local host, because if you look at the code, can you scroll over the code? Yeah, the request.py code itself. Yeah, in the top, you can see there's a line where like in the 21, we get the URL from the get URL node function, and we pass the node, which is the address to which we register our DAT server. Actually, you don't
DAT
have like
server.
everyone have to use like register your own server. You can also use like someone hosted server. So you basically pay a query fee or an inference
Yeah.
fee if you are using an inference server. So that's like a small fee for doing the inferencing. And if you want to like do it on your own to have some changes, or like you have a custom query development for your own, so you're like feel free to pull up your own. So here we get the URL from this get query node, and this URL it will point to the like the URL that you registered with the LazAI IDO admins using that Google form. So these things are like interconnected. The address, the node address, is the wallet address you registered with, and the URL that it points to the is nothing other than the URL you registered with that
With,
particular node address. So it goes hand in hand. You have to
yeah.
make sure you send the right wallet address, and you have to make sure you use the particular port to which your address is being registered. Let's say you registered with like 3000 port, and then you run it in like 8080 or 800 or 5000, it won't work. It's not like all local hosted or local host endpoints are whitelisted. You have to be very careful with the port, and it also goes for TE environment. Wherever you register with like Fala or any other environments that you use, the Fala cloud environment similarly, you have to register with that particular uh, server address. They also have like different ports. You have to be careful while handling those, otherwise you will end up in the loop of debugging. And I
Yeah.
learned it in a really hard way, so never do that. And we also have a tutorial for registering it with Fala as well. I will add it in descriptions or in the post, so you can able to refer that as well. All right,
Yep.
so that's it, guys. If you have any questions, post it in the comments.
Comment section. Yeah. If you want like
And it doesn't have to be
topic
like
of
very much focused on this data query server. If you have any doubts on even like DATs or from the previous workshops, and even like any issues with the build and chill series, and then the assignments that we are connecting, and if you have issues with filling the assignment forms, or any form is closed and you want to fill it up, or any doubts or any issues, you can comment here. And if you're still feeling really shy, you can reach out to us in Telegram or Twitter.
yeah, as well as on the Discord.
Yeah, of course, the Discord. And I also posted the Discord URL in the comment section, and it will be posted in the posted along with the assignment links as well. So reach out to us and get your share of the 2K worth of the pot. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
Good, then
guys.
if we don't
Uh,
have any questions, we can wrap it up. Three, two, one. No questions.
bye,
Bye bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye, guys. Take care. Good evening, good afternoon, like
Yeah.
good
See you
night
again with
for
another
most
workshop
of
on
our
episode 4.
viewers. Yeah, it's morning for me, and it's night for Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye
All
bye,
right, guys.
guys.
I see you in the next workshop. Till then, we want like we want all you to submit and take chance to get some rewards from our prize pool. Till then, see you guys. Bye bye.